Kajal, Kajal ma'am, you're straight.
And this side?
Kajal ma'am, you? Ma'am? Is this side ma'am?
Okay? Done? Thank you.
Lovely. After that wonderful photo shoot of Ms. Kajal, we're back again. Welcome. Next on the line, Dr. Jaideep Shah, President of FOGSI. His illustrious career is marked by his exceptional contributions, both at the national and international level, and his unwavering commitment to women's health. Welcome, sir. Dr. Rishikesh Pai, past President of FOGSI. He is a distinguished personality in gynecology and reproductive medicine and currently serves as a regional trustee for Asia Oceania at the International Federation of Gynecology and Obstetrics. That's FIGO, our major body, mother body. Now, next on the line, I would like to invite our diva, Dr. Rishma Dylan Pai, past president of FOGSI. Her contributions to the field of obstetric and gynecology and reproductive medicine are truly unparalleled, unmatched. She has held and continues to hold leadership positions across leading institutions like IFFS, FOGSI, ISAR. Next on the line, Dr. Nandita Palshankar Madam. Again, the beauty of our FOGSI, beauty with a brain. Past president of FOGSI and ISAR, Dr. Palshankar is an expert of infertility treatment, and her relentless pursuit has led to the introduction of cutting-edge techniques, some of which were the first of her kind in the country. Thank you. Dr. Madhuri Patel Madam, our Secretary General of FOGSI, the first Secretary General, a lady Secretary General of FOGSI. So that's she. Dr. Patel is the Editor-in-Chief of Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology of India, that's called as Yogi, and has also contributed to shaping the next generation of doctors as a role as a former Associate Professor of Grand Medical College, and of course even I was a student when ma'am was the Associate Professor in JJ Grand Medical College. So now we are moving forward. Please take your seats, honorable esteemed panelists. Now moving to why we are gathered today, I would definitely like to invite Dr. Tan to share and shed light more about FOGSI's new initiative that we are unveiling today and its relevance. Over to Dr. Tan, sir.
Thank you everybody for being here. I just want to say that vaccines are safe. I think there has been a lot of chatter about whether vaccines are safe or not, and I think one of the first and most important things I want to say that not only are vaccines safe, but vaccines are actually amongst the most successful, scalable and cost-effective health investments in history. You look at vaccines from a preventive point of view, but even if you look at vaccines from an economic point of view, from a health, stress and distress point of view, you will still find that vaccines are perhaps one of the most important investments an individual, a nation, a government or anyone can make in health. Simply because what vaccines do is prevent disease. By preventing disease, they reduce the healthcare burden. So if you don't get the disease, there are no healthcare costs. There is no emotional distress to you and your family that you got the disease. And that's why vaccines are perhaps one of the most important investments that anyone can make as an individual in your health, as a government, as an association of professionals in the health of the nation. FOGSI is the Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecological Societies of India. We are an association of professional doctors, obstetricians and gynecologists. And we are around 43,000 members spread across 270 odd cities in this country. And today we are very proud to unveil FOGSI's comprehensive women's immunization schedule. And this schedule aims safeguard their own health. And it not only identifies the essentials vaccines for women, but it also talks about vaccines throughout the life cycle. There is a only important in childhood, but this is certainly not true. There are vaccines for every stage of life, and all these vaccines reduce morbidity and mortality at these stages. For example, during pregnancy, it's important that women take vaccines because it not only protects them from some diseases, but it's also protective for the child when the child is born. There is a vaccine called Tdap, for example, which protects the child against diseases for the first 3 months of after birth, because for those 3 months the child cannot receive the vaccine that is given during pregnancy. Finally, we believe that vaccine uptake is important, but it has to be done in a way which is framed with women's choice. We have to provide information, we have to provide counseling, we have to provide non-directive guidance. We have to give all the information to women so that they can make an informed decision about whether this is right for them or not. There should never be an element of coercion in this. It is all about respecting the woman, respecting her choices, and making sure that she has the best tools at her disposal for her best life and best health. Let me just end by quoting the example of smallpox. I'm sure the younger generation may not even be aware that there was this dreadful disease called smallpox once upon a time. And if you think about it, it was in 1979 that the World Health Organization declared that the world had eradicated smallpox. Eradicated a disease which was once so dreadful that it had a very high mortality and there was no cure for it. This was possible because of vaccination. And I hope and I believe that one day smallpox will, or the story of smallpox will be reflected in cervical cancer, because one day people should scratch their brains to think about cervical cancer as something that used to exist, and it will be thanks to the vaccine that this will be possible. Thank you very much again for coming, and I also want to thank Dr. Rishikesh Pai, Dr. Patel, Priya, Nandita and Rishma for all the hard work they have put into this initiative, and hope that this initiative reaches out and protects women from all over. And we look to you, Kajal, for helping us to spread this message. Thank you very much.
This is awesome. And now is the time, the much awaited time, to unveil the immunization schedules, to do the honors. So this is going to be called as FOGSI Focus Plus, and this will cover up the immunization schedule, especially the women for others. Oh my God, this is right. There are two pieces with the evidence of independence. So one is a FOGSI Focus Plus, which has a complete meeting, and another one is a standard operating procedures for Mahila Kavach Kendras. That's what is SOPs. So, you can just take it from your head. So this was wonderful, isn't it? Coming up with a vaccination schedule, a comprehensive vaccination schedule for women, especially adult women, because we are all known to been actually seen from Dr. Pai's initiative. Going up from there, we can start our panel discussion. Okay, and my first question is to the pretty lady out over here. The center of attraction, I can tell you. Okay, and so you are a champion for women's health, isn't it? What actually inspired you to take this up? This cause, I mean, you're an actress and we all look up to you. So what was the initial thing which kicked you to come up into women's health and talk about it?
Good afternoon, everyone. My dear friends in the media, thank you so much for being here. It's an honor to be on this panel among such esteemed doctors. Thank you so much for having me. I truly believe in women's health. I feel it's something which is usually ignored, something which is not given the kind of importance that it deserves. And there are various reasons for why I want to collaborate and I like to advocate women's health. I feel if we don't take care of ourselves, how are we going to be responsible or taking care of our children, which eventually form societies, communities, and the world in general? It's extremely important for the mother to be healthy and happy so that her child can be healthy and happy. I feel it's extremely important for women to be able to take care of themselves in order to take care of their families as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much the reason.
That's wonderful. That's awesome, isn't it? Because your word as an ambassador goes a long way and they help our, the purpose as well. So you are carrying our purpose up. So
hopefully if this influences how many ever people and the word spreads as much, I think it's something that's so crucial and so important. I was talking to all the doctors before we got onto this panel and the statistics are horrifying. So if we can make a difference from our end to even one life, I think it's absolutely worth it.
Absolutely. And it's going to be a motivator factor for other women as well to become an ambassador and influencer as well. So my question to Dr. Tack is he has an important assignment to work on. So thank you very much, sir, to join our team. All right, so now moving on. The question to Dr. Rishikesh Pai, sir. Now, Dr. Rishikesh Pai has been a past president, it's an immediate past president of FOGSI, and during his time was the idea of Mahila Kavach Kendra came up during his time, and we are seeing the culmination of it and the work going up from there. So, Dr. Pai, we want to know, the doctor is actually a very important role we play in the society. They're quite a great influencer when it comes to decision of health-taking, health-taking decisions and all that. People are very much familiar about vaccination for children, a child vaccination. People go to extent to read about it and to see that they are very prompt, and here the mom is there sitting, she has already worked up her dates, I'm sure, for vaccinating your child, right? So where does an adult vaccination fit in?
बेसिकली आई डोंट नो आपका हिंदी में बात करो कि मराठी में बात करो कि इंग्लिश में बात करो, बट बेसिकली द वैक्सीनेशन फॉर चिल्ड्रन इज मोर और लेस एस्टैब्लिश्ड. हम सब हमारे बच्चों को तो वैक्सीनेशन देते ही है बिकॉज वी आर सो स्कैर्ड दैट समथिंग विल हैपन टू देम, एंड इट्स हम लोग ने भी सबने बचपन में वैक्सीन ले लिए, सो दैट इज अ एस्टैब्लिश्ड फैक्ट. बट देयर वाज ऑलवेज दिस आइडिया इन माय माइंड एंड इट हैज कम टू अ लॉट ऑफ इवोल्यूशन इन 2018 में भी वी हैव हैड हमारे 5 मेन एसोसिएशन है मेडिकल एसोसिएशन इंडिया में. IMA है जो हमारा मदर बॉडी है, बाद में फेडरेशन है गायनेक फेडरेशन, FOGSI बोलते हैं उसको, जो दैट इज आवर गायनेक एसोसिएशन. देन वी आर द पीडियाट्रिक एसोसिएशन कॉल्ड IAP विच इज ऑल्सो वेरी लार्ज. 40 हमारा 40,000 का है, वो भी 40,000 का है. देन वी आर द फिजिशियन एसोसिएशन API, एसोसिएशन ऑफ फिजिशियंस ऑफ इंडिया, एंड देन वी आर द ASI, द सर्जन्स एसोसिएशन. ये 5 जो मेन एसोसिएशन हैं, एंड आई ऑल्सो फील पब्लिक हेल्थ का भी एक एसोसिएशन इम्पोर्टेंट है. ये जो 6 एसोसिएशन है वो पूरा इंडिया का हेल्थ केयर को कंट्रोल करते हैं. एंड देन वी हैव द NMC ऑन टॉप एंड हेल्थ मिनिस्ट्री एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा. सो ये जो हमारा हम लोग ने एक मीटिंग भी की थी पुराने ज़माने में अबाउट एडल्ट वैक्सीनेशन, क्योंकि बच्चों के लिए तो हमारे पास है सेट सिस्टम है, बट एडल्ट्स के लिए नहीं था. तो वी हैव हैड अ लॉट ऑफ डिस्कशंस अबाउट इट. And there are many vaccines, but there was some sporadic है. बच्चों के लिए you go to the pediatrician and you get the vaccination and that's the end of the story. But there was no one for adults. So this is the concept which I thought in during last year and this year we have introduced it. कि कवच केंद्र जो है, जो महिला कवच केंद्र की where जो सब कुछ एक under one roof मिले, हेपेटाइटिस वैक्सीन मिले, हमको प्रेगनेंसी के वैक्सीन मिले, इन्फ्लुएंजा वैक्सीन मिले, हमको HPV वैक्सीन मिले, सब कुछ एक एंड देन ओल्ड एज में शिंग्रिक्स यानी हर्पीस वैक्सीन जो आफ्टर 60 हर्पीस हो गया तो यू कांट इमेजिन, सोए भी नहीं सकेंगे, इतना पेनफुल होता है. तो अभी हर्पीस वैक्सीन भी आया और लास्ट जो वैक्सीन अभी है वो न्यूमोकॉकल वैक्सीन. सो ऑल द वैक्सीन अंडर वन रूफ, एक रूफ के नीचे एडल्ट के लिए, बच्चों के लिए तो था ऑलरेडी, सब पीडियाट्रिशियन देते, बट एडल्ट्स के लिए नहीं था. ये एक नया है एडल्ट वैक्सीनेशन सेंटर जो हम लोग 70 सिटीज में अभी लॉन्च किया है विद द हेल्प ऑफ द कंपनी एंड FOGSI विल एक्सपांड दैट सिस्टम. सो एनी वुमन कैन, अच्छा मेरे को वैक्सीन लेना है तो अच्छा इधर जाओ, तो उधर जाके सब वैक्सीन अंडर वन रूफ, उधर पूरा सिस्टम इन प्लेस करने का, वैक्सीन स्टोरेज कोल्ड चेन बराबर होना जरूरी है, कुछ एलर्जी हो गया तो ऑन द स्पॉट रिएक्शन हो गया तो ट्रीटमेंट देना जरूरी है. सो ऑल दैट अंडर वन रूफ, ये कॉन्सेप्ट था उसका और होपफुली दैट विल एक्सेलरेट बिकॉज वैक्सीनेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ये थोड़ा जस्ट बाय द टैंजेंट कोविड के ऊपर क्रिटिसिज्म है, वैक्सीन कितना बचे हमको, 3 बिलियन, so much vaccination we took, hardly the side effect was there. कितना नसीब था हमारा कि हमारे गवर्नमेंट ने बना के हमको बचाया. रियली आई एम टेलिंग, नहीं तो हमारा इकोनॉमी तो डाउन था. वैक्सीन लेने, यू रिमेम्बर, एक बरस तो हम अंदर छुप के बैठे हुए थे, वैक्सीन आया इसलिए तकलीफ. तो वैक्सीन का जो क्रिटिसिज्म इज ऑल नॉनसेंस बिकॉज जो पॉजिटिविटी जो है वैक्सीन ने जो हमको दिया, हमको वापस सेकंड बर्थ दिया है, सेकंड लाइफ दिया हमको वैक्सीन ने. Our economy has recovered because of the vaccine. So we have to always look at the positive part of the vaccine, not the ekdam 0.1% negative. That's very important. And you as journalists have to take that responsibility and always promote the positive part of the vaccine. Very important.
Thank you, sir. And as rightly said by sir, see, as a health industry goes, people usually see it as a curative part. So there is any disease, people go to the doctor. And doctor is seen as a person who only cures the disease, right? And none of the lady actually walks in, because I think there is a little bit of hesitancy or there is a little bit of apprehension to go into the preventive health. But unlike the fact that in US, in UK and all, people do talk about preventive health. And now it's the time, up time aa gaya. It's like that, the era has come when we talk about preventive part. We talk about screening, we talk about vaccination, and we truly put this up. And as Dr. Pai said, the media is a strong vehicle to put it up across the community. Community listens to you, isn't it? So you are whatever, you can put it up as a mouthpiece to take it up further. But all said and done, it's all rosy. What is the actual hesitancy? Let's understand from Dr. Madhuri Patel. What is the hesitancy? Why people aren't coming for the adult vaccination? What are the myths which we can bust?
One of the most important reason is that they are not aware about preventive aspect. If we can make aware about these conditions which we can prevent, as Dr. Jaideep also can improve, because you are going to spend money once you get the disease, medication, hospitalization, and there will be morbidity, mortality, which we are preventing. But I can give you the example of COVID, our pandemic during second wave. People were reluctant to take vaccination, but when the death increased, they rushed to all the hospital because they missed, because government had declared this to this year, will be giving vaccination, but they missed that period. And then when the death increased, they just rushed to the hospital. So similarly, preventive is most important. We have to make aware the community about it. We are, as a gynecologist, obstetrician, healthcare professional, we are doing best from our side having a community, program in different cities. But as you as a journalist can do much more because you are on the channel, you are in the newspaper. So the the community is motivated to do this. So the real good message should go to the community from there. And secondly, the myths about this vaccination is that you can have some problem with the vaccine because they think that if you take a vaccination you suffer from the disease. It is not like that. It is prevent you, but you may get some mild symptom of that disease. It doesn't mean that you are going to suffer from the disease. Now, for example, when my child was small, I was my first daughter. I did not give the measles vaccination because that time as a professional person also I heard about the encephalitis, means मगज की बीमारी होती है vaccine से. So I did not give her. But when she suffered from measles, I felt so bad. 10 days of fever did not go down. And then second pregnancy, second daughter, she immediately got all the thing. So when at that age I got carried away, even though I was a gynecologist, what about the common people? So we have to take care of them, and I want all of you to spread this message to the community, make them aware, and we can have preventive aspect, we can have healthy generation, so our economy can grow, our family can grow, society can grow, and nation can grow. There are certain myths also. If you take vaccine, you will become infertile, you will become PCOD problem will come, so many things will come, but that is not so. So we have to come out from these myths. The scientific evidence says such things are never going to happen when you think. So that's all.